Greetings, salutations, welcome to my own brothers.
Accent on the S.
And also follow up, I think it was Mike Lombardo who said, isn't that from Beetlejuice?
And someone else said it's
Which
from...
is interesting because the actress in Beetlejuice is in another movie
where he also says
my girlfriend said... Somebody says greetings
it's in Heathers.
and salutation in Heathers.
Christian Slater.
And she's in that movie too. So I wonder if he had like a cross wire there, like he was thinking about it.
I think greetings and salutations is just a phrase.
It's not from that movie. I don't say greetings and salutations. I say greetings, salutations.
That's like...
Because Heathers has and.
So it's kind of like, hello, hi.
Yeah. It's just what the guy in the parking lot said.
He must have been a big fan of Beetlejuice.
I think
Heathers.
he was just like a LARPer kind of guy.
And he was a nerd.
Like talking that way.
He was an old nerd.
He wasn't old.
Yeah, he was. He was like 40-something, and we were like 20,
It wasn't the Quaker
23.
Guy. It was not the guy. It was a Quaker
I
house.
thought you were talking about the guy who ran the Quaker place.
A guy who was the greeter for that.
They had a designated greeter.
Every week they have someone else.
Oh, it was like a member of the group.
Yeah.
I was like, Steve, you stand out this week and say hello.
Yeah,
And he goes,
yeah.
I'm going to give him the old greetings, salutations. He probably loved getting picked to be the greeter.
He was like a nerd. And he probably liked Star Trek and all that kind of
Whoever else does it, just like, hey, Justine, hey, Candace, hey, Mallory. Then
I used to hear him. They used to be like, hi, welcome.
Steve gets out there. He lays it on thick with the greetings, salutations. That's what you would be doing. Welcome to Earth, everyone. I hope I wasn't just messing with my mic. I was just twisting it. Shepard's mic should be sounding good this week because he's got it 4 feet from his mouth.
So hot.
But at the same time, he's chomping and slomping on his freaking food, and he got the bowl dingle-dangling right above the mic.
I can't hear the food from down there.
They can hear you clicking and clacking.
It's getting hot in here now because I'm eating.
He's sweating. He's sweating. Here he sat down. Trevor came in. He goes, oh, it's hot in here. It's not that hot right
Hopefully
now.
I won't have a coffee.
We have one light on us. I gave us the one light so it's not dark. You can't win with this podcast. It's either super dark, super crappy audio, or if you get it all just right, we start sweating and we look gross.
If you guys want to start the episode off on a wise note, here's a tip from one wise man to another. You should always eat with either plastic or wooden utensils.
Oh. The wise man who picks up,
let me tell you why.
Gets his house accessories off the side of the highway.
This is from Japan.
Off the side of a road? I bet you someone found the side of the road. He exclusively looks for things that are on the street.
This from my girlfriend.
Why are you saying use wood?
Japanese island.
A secret? No one knows about it? Why is it secret? Nobody knows about it?
I don't know, because no one knows.
No one knows. Then how did she find it?
She found out the secret.
Oh, I don't want to go there. Why are you saying eat with wood?
Because you can't chip your teeth that way.
I did not expect you to say that.
That's why I eat with these kind of things. I like them too. They're aesthetic, but
you know what's the worst?
Tip. And I don't drink out of glass jars, glasses usually either. This is dangerous.
How many teeth have you chipped?
None.
Well, so why are you worrying?
Because this is my prized possession. Honestly, this is like
what, your face?
No, my teeth. They're the most beautiful thing about me.
They are. You should go in close. You should show everyone. I talk about Shepard's teeth all the time. He's never had them whitened. He just brushes and flosses so well and so often that they're just glowing white. I don't drink coffee or drink alcohol or anything to make my teeth stain. And mine aren't as white as his. I hope
it still sounds good.
Your prized possession.
Keeps falling out. Anyway, my most beautiful feature, my only beautiful feature, maybe. These jeans are pretty good.
My own beautiful brother.
What was I gonna say?
I was gonna say the worst utensil to use.
But the woman who gave me that spoon, which
Your
I used
lover?
to prevent my girlfriend to prevent chipping my teeth, she chipped my tooth.
What a freaking catch!
One time,
22 consequence.
I was on a
circumstance
on a romantic evening hike or early evening hike, and I was playing games, and I was like,
with her?
Yeah, and I was hiding behind the bushes.
I'm playing games, hiding in the bushes. That's the game a girlfriend's like. Why is my boyfriend spying on me from the bush?
I went ahead of her, and I could hear that I could hear it in her voice that she kind of didn't want me to get too far ahead of her because she didn't know the trail or something. I don't know why. And then I was
because you were abandoning. Oh, I know why. She didn't want you abandoning her in the woods.
And then I went. The trail was like a switchback, so I went up as a bummer, and I threw a little.
You threw rocks at her.
I threw a little stone at the bushes.
At your girlfriend?
No, at the bushes.
I don't know why you want me leaving her in the woods and throwing rocks at her.
I have extreme... This
is not a romantic hike.
First of all, I have extreme accuracy. And I gently tossed a stone into the bushes above her to make her think there's something rustling in the bushes. Didn't go near her. If anything, it would have gently rolled out and maybe tapped her toe or something. And then she's like, she goes, I can't remember that could have happened. I can't remember if that scared her or not. And then she caught back up to me, and then I kind of hit again. But she could have had a pretty good idea where I went, intentionally. I let her kind of see where I was going. And then I tossed another stone, but seriously, I threw it like this.
And down, it caused a landslide.
At the ground, at the ground. And it didn't even go, it went maybe near her foot by a couple feet, maybe.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll play that game too. And so she started.
I'll play that game too. Huge boulder. Stones.
But she took one and she chucked it, but she didn't throw it down to the ground. She threw it out, and it went right through the bush. And I was like this, waiting, and ping, and it hit me right in the
freaking bullseye.
And immediately
my
life flashed before my eyes because I was just all my life I have protected these top teeth. Because that's the best thing about.
I'm missing one. I got missing one, and I got a half of one.
And I was like, oh my gosh, she chipped my tooth, and I could feel. And there's a little.
I remember you flipping out when you came home. I can't even see it and tell. You got lucky.
But if you stop,
that was the heavens going. Don't play with Shepard's teeth. That's danger.
If you stop and stare.
If you stop and stare, and someone's running down the street,
as most people do in the public area.
Hey, I want to gander at this man's teeth. Just go in deep. No one stops and stares at a Shepard tooth.
But I can't eat that.
That's so funny. I was on a romantic evening hike with my girlfriend, hiding in the woods, throwing rocks at her. And then she threw one back at me and busted my tooth.
Stones.
It sounds like a great romantic couple.
Stones are more.
What the heck are you guys going to do on your anniversary?
Yeah, maybe we throw trees at each other.
Hit each other with cars?
How come yours stays but mine doesn't?
Because I clipped it to a bunch of fabric. You got to really stuff it in there.
Just pull my shirt up like this.
Yeah, just clip it to your belly button. There you go.
So first off,
we got to continue that story. Mel's Hole Part 2. I can't believe you left me hanging last time.
So
what's the time? We got to make sure we can stay on the time here. Hopefully your microphone doesn't shut off this week. Major problems on My Own Brothers.
That's weird. It doesn't say.
We're still replaced with Frankenstein here. Replacing Paul B. Cummings with Frankenstein. Major insult to Paul.
Because it's not showing me the time.
I'll check.
It's 5:32.
Okay, we got a half an hour still to go.
Well, we started at 22 or 3.
Yeah, probably 5. Who knows?
So 33, 40, 50. Maybe around 55. It doesn't have to be exactly 30.
We're trying to do around a half an hour. There were a lot of comments
from people. Give the fans
an
extra 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, people said they would like an hour. We might build ourselves up to that at some point. We'll start for half an hour for now. We should say thank you to all the Patreon donators. Yeah. Right off the bat, there's 4, do you have, or 6?
I think there's
6 patron donators to good old Chefford here, keeping him alive. He's at $56. He's almost at 100. If you guys like this, it's a weekly thing. Please donate to Chefford's Patreon. He's dogging major overtime. He's always dogging 8 hours a day, walking these dang dogs. If he can get to $100 a month, that would be a big load. $100 a week. It's a monthly thing. So if you can get to 100 a month, that would be a lot of help.
I still like making this, so I want to do it anyway, but if you guys are feeling generous and feel like donating, that would be amazing.
It's the way of the world now. No one makes money off of anything anymore. Right. So, unfortunately, it's subscription-based for everything ever. So it's simply Instagram. You got to look at someone's Instagram pictures. You got to pay $1.
Also, don't get accustomed to this old dog.
Good old Frankenstein.
Because he's not our dog. So eventually,
Shepard really wants you to know he's not going to be here for a long time.
I'm just saying, eventually, if you guys are all going to get accustomed to seeing, there's the dog, where'd the dog go? He's eventually going to
I don't think anyone's tuning in for just Frankenstein. Maybe
no, but I'm sure some people are going to be like, what happened to the dog? Just giving you a fair warning.
At some point, we'll replace him with our new pet.
No, I hate that thing. It's disgusting.
It's my favorite. Is this from my good friend, Jeff?
I think it's great, but you can put it the other way.
Look at that.
It's so gross.
I love it. Frankie doesn't like it either.
It's so hot.
He always wants to eat it. It's my friend, and he's going to stay with us. He's the mascot of this podcast.
This is a Kate Bush mug. Limited edition.
My microphone.
Another gift from my girlfriend.
Everything you have. The food you're eating is from your girlfriend.
No, not that food. Last night.
Chefford's girlfriend sends him boxes of food from London.
Not from London. She is in London.
It's not like she lives in LA. It's like, oh, I sent something over to you. Yeah. The fact that she's on another continent sending you food.
She's something like those things where it's like 3 meals and you like it's all fresh and you have to cook it and everything and stuff.
Yeah, it's like blue golden chef.
So I've been eating like a queen all week. In 2 weeks, she did it twice.
Yesterday, we were filming something and our friend was over and he was telling her, he's like, oh yeah, she sends me food, and she said, oh, I think he's probably hungry. He's hungry again. Like, every day you get hungry. Obviously, he's hungry
because
again.
she knows I was hurting on money and I had no food money and anything left. So she took sympathy on a loser.
You have the greatest girlfriend ever.
Or I'm just the greatest loser, and then she just has to sort of do that to make
anything. Anyone who dates you would be the greatest girlfriend just for dating you.
Just for
the
sheer act of humanity.
If they gave you a quarter, that's a huge thing for you.
That's an act of humanity.
Did you find any change on the ground today?
I tell you what, I walk around, I was counting bottles and cans because I was walking the dogs. I'm like, huh, there's 25 cents.
Did you pick up bottles when you doing it?
I couldn't because
it's double timing. You gotta bring a backpack. And
I picked them up, but I couldn't pick up these particular ones, and it was eating me up that I counted 5 of them.
Why didn't you pick them up? Why couldn't you?
There's 5 of them right off the exit of the highway.
You know where they are. Jeffrey knows the exact location of bottles on the side of the street.
I've been eyeing one for weeks.
Weeks!
And it's been there. It's a can.
Who eyes bottles?
It's a can. And I was like, I sure hope that one takes that can. And it's still
hope no one takes that trash.
It's becoming more and more undiscernible as a can. But I know it's a can, and it doesn't matter.
You gotta bring it to the pits and go, sorry, this is not a can anymore.
Aluminum be aluminum.
You know, maybe eventually you'll get a ton for it because it'll be like an heirloom. It'll be like a 1950s can.
Oh, yeah.
And you can probably sell it on eBay.
I found an old Coca-Cola can in the backyard yesterday. I was looking for...
In our yard?
For wood for the movie.
Really? Behind the fence?
I always hope that one of the cans is going to have a roll of cash in it.
Why would it have a roll of cash in it?
Because things happen. I don't know how to explain that.
I don't think that is a thing that happens.
Why did they make that TV?
You may as well say, you know, I hope when I get this washing machine, there's a bunch of cash in it. Hope when I buy my new shoes, there's a bunch of cash in it. Could have things happen.
Could have been.
There could be literally cash anywhere.
There could be cash in that washing machine, and we just don't know it. We never opened up.
What are you gonna do? Go through your whole life ripping down walls and ripping carpet and opening up washing machines?
We learned yesterday, our friend who was a cinematographer that we work with, he was telling us how his grandmother's house is apparently filled with money. Her mother was going to throw away a can of like old cocoa mix, like chocolate cocoa.
Cocoa powder.
She's like, don't throw it away. She's like, there's a roll of cash in the middle of it. It's all solidified.
She's 99 years old.
Yeah, she's 99.
And you have to break up the cocoa powder to get the cash out because it's so old.
She retired last year.
Our friend's grandmother is 99 years old and she retired last year, 98 years old.
But anyway,
and she has hidden wads of cash all over her house.
Like there's cash all over.
So Jeff is just hoping to find one. Maybe that one can. You have to pick it up. Might have cash in it. Now that you've said it,
I told you.
It's probably gonna come true.
It's like you would say to me, "Why would there be cash in that cocoa?"
Well, because I denied it, I have now turned the universe against me, and it's gonna make it happen in your favor. So you're welcome. You owe me half that cash now.
No, I don't.
I made it happen.
Because you understood the genius of me doesn't mean that I owe you anything.
The genius of you. Don't freaking
I don't
do
want
that
thing.
It's disgusting. He's my friend.
No. Face it the other way.
You need to know.
Face it the other way.
Genuinely
I don't want it in
like
here.
him.
I know. But
you're
genuinely
You're looking this way. Look at your patron donators.
Because I just can't settle when I know that thing is lurking behind me. It's on the screen. It's got part of the podcast now.
It's a random assortment of fabric. It may as well be a sneaker or a pillow. There. It's just your human eye gives it a representation that it doesn't.
I'm not going to tell you the end of that story if you don't get rid of that thing.
Let it be.
No, you can have that on my own brother or on Nathan Messar.
Come on, Cheffy.
It's disgusting. You can keep it up here if you turn it around.
All right. Keep talking.
I'm watching.
I'm going to adjust it as you tell me.
No, not turn it around 360. Turn it around 180. Get it out of here. He's going to attack it. Yes, Frankie.
No, don't attack it. It's my friend.
Turn it around.
Oh, it's fine.
It's not fine. I want it the other way.
Jeff, don't hurt it.
I'm a lover.
Can I give it back to me? I'll turn it around.
Why can't I do it?
Do it. Go for it. I don't care.
And don't touch it. Or I get to slap you in the forehead. So all your friends will see the embarrassing mark. Mel's Hall. I don't remember where I left off. He went to Australia. He was getting $250,000 a month. He got like $3 million. He invested all this money into like this society or this organization, like these people in need or something, or it could have been animals in need. I don't remember. He comes back. He wakes up. This agency comes and meets him at the bus station. Like, don't get on the bus. We'll give you a ride.
After his teeth, right?
Yeah, and he wakes up and his teeth.
He wakes up. He's homeless.
His teeth are missing. And
yeah.
He's like, it's been 12 days.
Maybe his teeth are in a Coke can on the side of the road.
If you haven't already looked this up from last podcast, so I'm only telling these people. Some people may already have been informed about this. It's like a 5-part installment on YouTube, and it's from Coast to Coast when Art Bell was on. And he, I don't know how, but he ends up. Somebody contacts him because he's the master of holes of something. So he's like,
ruined the podcast.
Look at this disgusting thing. Why can't that be the thing that's on here?
He's a beautiful angel.
So he gets contacted by the Basque people.
B-A-S-K? Or no, Basque. That's like a French word.
I don't know how it's spelled, to be honest.
No, it's not French. B-A-S-Q. There's a Q in there, I think. Or C-K-Q, C-Q.
I think that is a French word, but...
B-S.
Anyway.
I know it's a weird word.
He goes... They contact him because they know, like, he's a man of holes.
He's a man of holes.
Like, he's the one.
You're a man of holes.
He's the man who's got this.
So they called Toothless
legendary hole, the bottomless pit. So they call.
What?
I don't know.
What happened with his
might
teeth?
have gotten his teeth. But did I tell you about the belt?
What teeth? All his teeth were gone?
Oh. He had dental work. He mentioned, he was talking to Art Bell. He's like, yeah, man, I got to tell you, thanks for recommending that dentist to me. He works miracles. He goes, I got implanted teeth now. I feel like I'm a new man. He's like, they're all back. I feel like they were my real teeth. So he got his teeth put in through help of Art Bell recommending the dentist. Like, he looked out for the guy.
Wow. So wait, he had no teeth before?
His molars. They took all his molars
They took the back teeth out?
Yeah. And so...
What is that?
No, he had it before.
No, I know, but is that because of that's how you identify a body is through molars?
I don't know. It's just too mysterious.
Your dental records and stuff?
And so he gets his teeth fixed. These people contact him, and what was I going to say? The Basque people. I was just about to tell you something else about this.
He's a man of holes.
The money,
people contacted him.
No, I was just mentioning something else. Right before you asked about the teeth, I was just about to say, crap, I don't remember now. There was something about him coming back, his wife broke up with him and all this stuff, and now, like he says, when he looks at the map, the white squares are gone, and it's all like covered up, like with dirt, like it's all like been changed and stuff.
Oh.
So he thinks that they had torn it apart and went down, built a base or some sort of something, because what he came to later understand, he thinks that there was some kind of something going on down there that the government wanted to make use of.
Mm-hmm. And
now, I'll tell you what he thinks it is. He got contacted by these people, the Basque people out, I think it was in Arizona or Nevada. It was Nevada. And so they bring him out to the sacred land or whatever. And it's like, they don't own the land, but it's like, it's not, I don't know if it's BLM land or not, but they bring him out, BLM? Bureau of Land Management. Like, it's just kind of open land you can camp on and stuff, but like, it is, I don't know if it's government owned or what, who the BLM is. But anyway, they bring him out to this hole.
Just checking the camera.
And the hole is a lot like the one that he had on his property. What are you doing?
I'm making sure it's still filming.
Oh, why are you using one eye?
Because it's the timer is behind the
I could have
tripod.
gone like this. Oh,
I was just trying to see the numbers counting.
Oh. And so they bring it to a hole. It's very similar to his, almost the same diameter, except this one has like slots along the collar on the top, as if you could like fix something into them. Like a pole would run across or something. Yeah. So he's like, oh boy, here we go again. Here's another strange hole. So they lower down a bucket to see what's down there. And I can't remember how far, but it's like hundreds and hundreds of feet. Oh, of ice. They lower down a bucket of ice because the theory was like, if the hole's deep enough, the temperature will increase and the ice will melt. Because they kept one bag of ice on the surface and it was cooler out that day.
Yeah.
And they brought one down there. They wanted to see if they could maybe figure out the depth by the temperature change. This is obviously a very primitive way to do it, but like he sends a bag
his lifesavers. He
sends a bag of ice down with these guys, and they bring it up, and the ice is like not really melted, but it's starting to melt.
It could have just been time,
and
melted
it's like glowing
air.
A little blue, almost like he couldn't describe it. Well, what I pictured was like sterno. You know when sterno burns?
Is that like that gel?
When you're at craft services and it's underneath the food,
under the little camping boilers. Yeah.
Like that blue flame.
Yeah.
I think it looked something like that. And it was like it wasn't like a flame. It was just like, it was kind of like rippling over the ice.
Yeah, a little wave of fire.
And then, so they took the ice and they looked at it and they touched it and it wasn't hot. They could hold it.
It wasn't cold.
And it wasn't melting. And it was like burning this material on it.
What the
And
heck?
so,
what year was this?
Did
they film any of this?
2000, 2001.
Did they film it?
He said that he...
It's the 2000s. There's no excuse to not have a camera rolling.
Because they were very reluctant to tell anybody about the hole.
Yeah.
So they didn't want him to bring any evidence back because he thought tons of people were going to come to their sacred
This is why conspiracies are annoying.
It was like a sacred place.
Because it's like you just don't have any footage.
But
footage all the time.
He didn't know what to expect. So he went back another time, I think, with camera. I think he took pictures.
Oh, on his own?
Yeah. Well, he went back another time. So anyway, I'm trying to keep this story short. This dude, one of the bass people, took some of the
fire ice,
and he
opened a chain of
and
restaurants.
he said that you could hold it, but it wouldn't melt. But I don't remember how long or whatever, because it was giving off heat. But it wasn't hot to the touch.
It's like that restaurant, Fire and Ice.
This is the weird thing. He said it wasn't hot to the touch, but it gave off heat. So you could hold it in your hand and it wouldn't burn you,
like
but it was radiating out a source of heat.
Yeah.
It might have been just affecting the molecules in the air. I don't know. So one of the guys, some take some, one of the bass people brings it back to his hut. He puts it in his wood stove, and it keeps the room.
It's like an
warm.
eternal flame.
And then
it's the Olympics.
He saw the guy again. This
is all big promo for the Olympics.
It could be. And then he said, he's like, oh, what did you ever make of that ice? He's like, it's still burning in my...
So the ice is now living eternally in this fire.
Yeah.
And it won't melt.
And it's continuing to go.
The flame is...
And he
said... didn't see this flame from there. How much did they lower it?
I don't, hundreds of feet. I don't remember.
As I say, you'd think you'd see a faint glow from the fire.
But it wasn't.
It was that
I don't
much
think it was fire. Apparently, something in
like a gas,
the chemical reaction to the water, whatever was down there. The gas
that touches that ice makes eternal flame.
It created some sort of combination.
It's still burning.
And so,
how much later was it?
Now there's two parts to this. The first part. This part is awful. I don't even like to talk. I don't even like to hear this part. One of the guys insisted on sending somebody down there. And he's like, I'll go down. He's like, no, you can't send a person down there. So they put a sheep in a crate.
Oh, that's horrible.
And they sent the sheep down.
Send that idiot
guy. Comes back up. The sheep's dead. And they take the sheep out. And there was something about the sheep. It looked like bloated or something. I can't remember. So he cut open the sheep.
It can't be good touching that ice then.
He cut open the sheep. And there was like a tumor inside of the sheep. And the guy this is what he said. He took the tumor out of the sheep, and he said he had a really hard time, but they finally managed to cut open the tumor to see like what it was made of. And this small little animal was inside of it.
This is insane.
That looked like a seal, but like this big, with human-like eyes. And they all freaked out.
So it got
and they just left it there on the edge of the thing.
How long was the sheep down there? This all happened in a minute or minutes?
No, it was down there for like an hour or two.
Why'd they do that?
Because they wanted to test it. They wanted to see what would happen.
That poor freaking sheep.
I know, I felt so bad. I hated that part of the story. I almost didn't even want to tell it, but...
That thing was probably freaking out.
So, and the guy was like, I feel really bad. It was awful, but the way that he felt bad about it was almost like... comical in the way that like Chunk is retelling the story in the Goonies.
And then my cousin
so awful.
And then
like, this was really bad. This was really bad. like at the same time, I was like, this is so bad, but this guy sounds like such an idiot that I'm like laughing at him. But anyway, this thing sat there and stared at them and observed them for a while, and then it was like on the ground. So then the dude telling the story, he picked it up and put it on the picnic table. And
I wouldn't touch that thing that came out of a tumor.
It just sat there and stared at them, and eventually it jumped back into the hole. And then it was gone. The more interesting part of the story is...
What?
The guy...
More interesting part? How does it get more interesting than that?
So the guy...
That is
had
insane.
Been ill who was telling this story. Who
this
had,
isn't
who
Mel?
Had Mel. Mel was ill. he
during the telling of the story, or when he's out there with Seal Baby?
During the Seal part.
Okay.
He had a terminal illness. He did all this stuff, and then in the meantime, he goes and comes back and talks to the guy.
Yeah, he's ill and from tooth decay, missing teeth.
Yeah, maybe infections. He comes back and talks to the guy who has the ice, and he's complaining that his skin is like dry, and he's like, "Oh, my skin." Speaking of, I really do need to get some moisturizer for my hand.
What? Speaking of,
I know my hand.
A moisturizing break, everybody.
I've just been feeling my hands, and it's kind of like.
Jeff is going to get moisturizer. What a freaking diva!
Because I've been touching my hands, and I just like, it's driving me nuts. No.
I am checking on Frankenstein.
You are getting the animal thing. Frank, watch out. Watch out. No, he doesn't understand.
Frankie, come here.
So,
You're putting moist lotion on. What is that?
I knew you were going to say something about this.
You know the something about
I didn't
enormous bucket.
Because I would have stuck my hand in there in the kitchen, but I just didn't want to do that.
I thought you were going to go get a little tube of lotion and put it in your hands. You have a bucket of coconut oil.
It's the old Butcher Boy. And it was
$7.50.
$7.50. I cook with it. I put it in my hair. I put it on my skin.
Why don't you just use Valvoline, Jeffid?
I let you put him up there with him facing the other way.
I'm trying to. You didn't let me turn it around yet.
Yeah, yet.
I wasn't ready.
So a guy goes and sees this dude with the wood stove, and he's like, "Oh, my skin's so dry." He's like, and so then he's complaining about. He's like, it's just. So he puts a pot on top of the wood stove, and that's what people do, I guess, with wood stoves. It dries the air out a little bit, and to add humidity with water, he puts a pot with water. And then, so that's not really working. So he goes away, and for something, he's doing in his life. He comes back a couple weeks later to his hut, and first he says his skin's dry.
Are you sure you're not telling me the story about the last romantic date you had with Helen in a cabin? You're remembering it wrong.
He comes back to the house, and after a couple weeks or whatever, and the wood stove has fallen through the floor of his hut. And it's like on the dirt ground. Like the floor is only like, it's only like this much off the ground. The boards broke and the wood stove fell.
Oh, because the ice is in there? Wait.
I don't know. It just broke. So he goes and gets like a piece of pipe and he extends the chimney instead of fixing the floor. He puts a longer piece of pipe on his chimney so that it can fume out the
oh my gosh,
smoke.
Lazy.
And then he comes back again after another week, and his whole house is dust. It's just
where's he going for weeks? Who leaves for weeks?
I don't know.
He's going for a walk and
a journeyman, a mask. I don't know. He's going looking for food.
These stories are filled with the weirdest circumstances and people.
So he goes and finds his house. This is a pile of dust, and he thinks that
his house is a pile of dust.
Stove has removed all the moisture from everything. That's why his house getting dry skin.
Is this the eternal flame in his bucket?
Yeah, and the ice is still in there.
This is some sci-fi material right here.
So the house is reduced to dryness.
It's going to dry up the earth.
It's just whatever was left after all the moisture was
That's why they put that. This all makes sense now. The government has this stuff. They don't have to do with it because it's going to destroy the earth, so they just threw it down a hole, and it's been fine. They hid it. If you bring it back up here, it's going to start sucking everything inside out. Everything's going to dry up, and the earth will go away.
Well,
it will probably dry up the entire earth.
It's really hazardous, obviously.
Or, listen, this makes sense. Don't forget what you're going to say. This totally makes sense to me. I just figured it out. You have this ice, right? It's sitting here on this thing. It's going to collapse through this. Then it's going to, like it did in the chimney, and it's going to collapse through the floor. It's burying it itself. That's what that huge hole probably was.
So at the end of
it just keeps going down.
So when he comes back and the house is dust, the stove is further down into the ground. It's gone down like 3 feet.
It's making holes.
And it's something about this stuff is trying to draw itself down into the
But what's with the Seal Baby? It's not trying to drive itself down. I think it's just sucking up everything around it, and it's lowering itself. Like a termite would just keep eating. It makes it lower.
He had some idea that it was something to do with the weight.
I don't think it. I think it's just
force, like pulling.
I don't think
it's
down. Doing it on purpose. I think it's just.
So
it's like in Breaking Bad when they poured acid. It just goes through every floor. It just keeps going.
The dog looks like drunk. He almost looks like drunk.
That's just
he's like tired. He's
relaxed face.
But so the ground is pulling this thing in, or it's falling through the ground. So all of a sudden the agency's people show up again. Helicopters.
Are they notified when there's holes being made?
To his place, he says the same people come. And
so this is another guy now.
because it was already like BLM land or something, they had rights over it, and they quarantined it all off. And they tried to come in with two giant cranes.
It makes me think they're actually trying to protect everyone.
Giant cranes, and they tried to lift the stove out of the dirt, and they couldn't get it to come out with two.
How did the guy carry the ice in his house originally?
That was before it like started to gravitate or whatever.
You know, it probably just grows in mass and weight as it just keeps.
I don't know.
It's like the atoms are multiplying and making it denser and denser and heavier and more like destructible.
I think it ended with like him saying.
This is crazy. This is real.
I don't know. You guys are going to have to look it up, but I think
a movie. This has to be a movie.
He either didn't know what happened or they got it out and they took it somewhere. I think they took it somewhere.
Thor's hammer out of probably.
I think they took them. They finally got it out with like two like giant cranes.
Two really strong dudes.
And then
Jared Pete,
maybe.
Bird, Zach.
And so the other detail of the story, he had a terminal illness, and he recovered completely.
What was his illness?
He didn't say.
Ugliness?
It might have been like a cancer thing or something, but he had something.
Terminally ugly.
And he thinks after he touched the seal that he got healed.
I'm surprised because that thing freaking killed the sheep.
Because the doctor gave him like a year or so to live.
That's crazy.
And then he went back to the doctors
that sounds like
for the checkup. And he said that the doctor's like, well, it's gone. You know, whatever's
He's probably the closest thing to a mutant or a superhero on this earth.
Yeah, or an alien.
That seal baby. It's weird to me that it went in a tumor, or maybe it made it by being in the sheep, a tumor formed around it. But how could a sheep's body make a tumor within an hour? You know
We're talking about technology and biology.
But why was the seal thing in the tumor? Why isn't it just in its stomach or in its mouth?
Maybe it needed something to gestate in.
Did it build it in the sheep?
Maybe it inhaled it.
Where did the tumor come from? Was what I'm talking about.
That was probably the carcass thing that surrounded.
How did that manifest?
Like a placenta.
It's like the scab that it formed because of the.
No, like a placenta, like the womb stuff.
Oh, that's what you consider a tumor, I guess.
No, he just called it that because he didn't know what to describe it. It sounded disgusting. But
this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Is that the end of the story?
Yeah, that's all. And he just—I don't know where he went. He disappeared.
So this is. A guy Mel met who had a very similar situation happen to him. So it's happening to. The Basque people. That guy was at Mel's hole, and he took that ice to his place, and
the Basque
hole. The Basque took the ice.
That guy did.
Yeah,
but he wasn't sick. It was Mel that was sick.
I know. I'm just saying the people in the story.
Those Basque people were the ones who were living on that.
Where is it? Arizona or Nevada? So there's another hole somewhere now.
Yeah. It was like forming another hole or something.
This is crazy. We gotta get to the bottom of it. Literally.
To the bottom of that hole. I don't know if I want to go to the bottom of that hole. Well, on more important matters, I wanted to discuss the great armpit mystery.
What is the great? Why is it great? First of all, why is it just big armpit mystery?
It's big. It's a big mystery.
It's a big armpit.
The great armpit mystery for my life is. Why can't I stop stinking? Because I haven't worn deodorant for months. So I don't know why the stink won't leave. Because you're supposed to stop wearing deodorant.
I don't know why I stink and I haven't worn deodorant for months.
Well, I lie. I've worn it a few times.
Everyone knows the answer to that.
I put it on once in a while, but like those chemical deodorants.
You did this a year ago when you first met Helen.
I know, and I'm still at it. That's the great mystery. I've been trying.
It's not very mystery. You stink because you stink.
But why?
Because you stink.
And I hadn't been eating sugar.
Stinky guy.
When I eat sugar, like if I eat like a decent amount of sugar, I freaking rank.
Because that's not stuff you're supposed to put in your body. Your body says no.
No, but like seriously, I'm not even kidding.
Warning is I'm gonna make you stink.
I'm not kidding. When I eat sugar, I have.
You stink right now?
I just took a shower, and that's why I say
another 10 minutes.
And that's why I say the great.
I remember we're in the store.
Yeah. The great armpit mystery.
The great armpit mystery. Oh yeah, it stinks.
It's not very strong yet, but it will be in the next hour.
We're,
it's almost like that ice. It just won't quit burning.
It doesn't give up.
It's like, why?
Maybe you gotta rub some of that stuff in your armpit as deodorant, and you'll never stink again.
But what am I supposed to do?
Go find that hole. Dip your pits.
What am I supposed to do about my stink?
I remember last year we were having a great time in TJ Maxx when we were with
Does
our
everybody
friends.
stink?
And that was
and they just wear chemical deodorant.
Stink. You were like, I'm not wearing deodorant. And Helen said, if I don't wear deodorant for 3 days, eventually my body will
get over the need for the deodorant, and it will level itself out.
And then she's like, I never said that. Don't hold me accountable.
But she said she did it for 3 days, and she
No,
stopped stinking. A month. Okay, yeah. That's what it was. It was a month. And she said, if you do it for a month, you'll stop stinking your body.
Or her friend told her that. She's going to call me out on this again.
And you're there going, I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to, I don't stink it. Why do I still stink? And we said, well, how long has it been? And then, crap. You either said 5 days or it was 2 months.
No, it had been like 3 months, yeah.
3 months.
It had been a long time. That's why I was confused.
Clearly isn't going to work for you.
So the great armpit mystery.
And it's been a year now.
Is why do I stink if I'm not eating that much sugar and when I cut back I still stink? Why minutes after I shower do I stink? Do other people around the world all smell just as awful? And are they just covering it up with
deodorant?
Chemical deodorant?
Well, I don't smell like deodorant. I put my deodorant on, it doesn't really smell like deodorant, it just stops.
What do you wear?
Deodorant.
Old Spice?
Yep.
That's chemical stuff.
But I looked it up. The bad stuff isn't in it. The bad stuff is
the glycol stuff.
No, Colleen said the stuff that gives you cancer is the one element. It's like
the glycols.
It wasn't glycol.
Certain kinds of
word.
Something glycol. This glycol. Blah 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 glycol.
I don't know. There was another different word.
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Deodorant's apparently okay to use.
Aluminum is bad.
Yeah. So
to get your Spice, as far as I know. But also, I read that the glycols were bad because Helen got me a Lush one, which was supposed to be natural, and I was like, "Oh, this works pretty good."
Never worked.
No, and it worked pretty good
for 5 minutes.
And then I finally read the ingredients, and there was glycol in it.
Oh, you gotta just rub mud in your armpit. That's the natural hippie way to do it.
When I go to Burning Man, I don't stink because I'm in such a state of peace. I swear.
I don't think that's it.
No, I swear to God. I go to Burning Man. I don't shower for 9-10 days.
Well, you know why?
And then I leave Burning Man, and about 2 hours out of Burning Man, the stink just arises.
I'll tell you why.
Stink.
Because
I went to the bathroom. I was like,
you're Wi-Fi free. That's giving you BO.
Yeah.
That's the government pumping stink into your pits, making you need to buy deodorant.
Your odor genes.
Order now. That's what they're trying to do. So. You're in there. You're caked in dirt and sand. All your pores are clogged. You're probably not stinking.
No, they're not clogged. Once in a while, I take the thing and I do like this.
People come back. You can see all people come back from Burning Man in LA. Dirt everywhere. I went out to the desert recently. Dirt everywhere, all over everything.
I know,
and I wasn't even at Burning Man.
Do you guys like this shirt?
Oh yeah, check out Jeff's shirt. You should sell these. Told you. Jeff, we got to the bottom of it. See his girl president. I
always knew they were working together.
Extraterrestrial.
I always knew the government had a secret race of aliens guiding the way.
The Great Armpit Mystery is not a Great Armpit Mystery. It's a great stupidity.
Well, it has me boggled. I don't understand what to do about it.
Everything has you boggled. You don't understand why there's cans on the ground everywhere. People just throwing away free money. You got to just put on some natural deodorant that doesn't have any of the stuff you don't want in it.
I tried all the natural deodorant. Jared has a magic elixir.
He told me no one will ever meet or see.
The day that I remember this day well because that was the day I got out of jury duty, and I got a free parking pass.
That's one of the greatest things that ever happened to you. Free parking.
And something else.
I'll tell you, I get free parking like the Weasel. I park wherever I want. Don't pay. Come back. Never a ticket.
Oh, I went to. I had jury duty or whatever to try to figure out if you need jury duty. Yeah. So I went there in the morning. And I signed in, and then she's like, okay, it's going to be a couple hours. Well, I was like, I'm not staying here. So I left, and I went to Paul's house because it's not too far away.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, I thought you had jury duty. I'm like, yo, I'm finding out if I need jury duty. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm waiting to see if they call me for jury duty. He goes, yeah, I had to do that too. He's like, you have to wait there and listen if they call you. He goes, you might not hear them when they call you.
Because you're at his house?
He's like, you missed them calling. Yeah, I was like, well, I needed lunch. I was starving. So I went to his house because I knew he had some leftovers, and they had this old hot dog.
I knew he had some leftovers. Who knows when their friends have leftovers in their house that they don't live in?
know, because he always has leftovers.
That is crazy to me. That
he had this old hot dog.
You're at jury duty, and you're going, nah, I can't be. They're about to call your name, and you go, I can't be here. I gotta wait food. Paul's got leftovers.
Because I knew I had time. Leftovers. I knew I had time. It took me 10 minutes to get to Paul's house.
They called your name 10 minutes.
So
that's pretty far. They probably called your name as soon as you started chomping on his leftovers.
Well, maybe 20, because it took me about 10 minutes to get out of the building.
20 minutes.
And then get to his house. So anyway, he gave me an old hot dog in Laura or someone.
They see on Instagram who's dating who.
So the girlfriend of this man Paul.
Does not even matter.
She had made a big pot of beans, like homemade beans, like in this pressure cooker thing.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't eat any more beans. She's like, take some of me. So I had some beans and an old hot dog.
I like how you remember the insignificant meal you had.
Filled me up
at Paul's house because it was free. Is why you remember it, because that's a great thing.
And it was
a pile of beans is a holiday for Chet.
And I had no tolerance for waiting to eat when I'm hungry. So
I know we all know
I
that.
put it in the microwave for like 30
audience.
seconds, and it was like kind of warm. And
we
I
all
just
know
chopped
you have
that.
no tolerance to do anything when you're hungry because you and Zach Pete went to.
We
Jeremy's
know this
brother.
story.
Gotta tell it again for the new viewers. Deborah was going to the airport with Zach, and they were late to the airport.
No, we weren't late. We were right on the line.
Going to the airport.
We were almost on
in
time.
Traffic, and they got so hungry they didn't just continue
No,
to the airport.
no, you're telling us. Zach and I were leaving. We were probably 10 minutes late. We weren't on time. We were a little bit late, which we could have made up. We were going to zoom down the highway. We got on the highway, and I said, "Oh, Zach, I forgot my sandwiches," because I did.
He forgot his peanut butter sandwiches.
Forgot
on the
two
counter.
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Two peanut butter sandwiches probably cost what? $2 total.
What does that matter? You can't price.
I'll
hunger.
tell you why when you finish the story.
You can't put the price on hunger.
I'll put that price on it right when the story ends.
And so we turned around, and I grabbed those sandwiches because on a flight without food, you might as well be dead. You're at a loss. What the heck? You can't sit there starving for 6 hours. It was like a 6 or 7 hour flight to the East Coast. It was all the way across the country. So we went back. I got those sandwiches, and we zoomed back to the airport.
And you missed the flight.
And I missed the flight
because you got two peanut butter sandwiches, so you had something to eat when you were waiting to get on another flight.
But
then so that 4 hours goes by, then you're on the plane for another 6 hours, no food.
No, because we
got nothing solved.
I honestly remember, and this may be another time, but I honestly remember getting a quick turnaround. Like
that was when you and I missed the plane.
Yeah, and they turned it right
at Christmas, and we missed the flight because it was Christmas, and we got there too late again, and we missed them getting on the plane. And they said, "Oh, we're already boarded." They took off. We're like, "Oh crap!" She goes, "Oh, we'll see if I can get you another one." We got another plane like 20 minutes and got home 10 minutes sooner than we originally would have.
Yeah.
But we were taking like.
So that's what happened to me and Zach too.
That is Jepid to a T. Going somewhere, can't leave.
But I sure wasn't hungry all that day.
But you were when you're back on the flight later.
No, I had 2 sandwiches. I had enough. I over prepared. I had other food
How much did you have
too.
to pay to change the flight?
It wasn't just those sandwiches.
How much did you pay?
I didn't have to pay anything.
You didn't?
No, they just put you on the next flight because something happened.
They usually have to charge you for that.
I don't remember being charged at all.
You
but
probably paid
also,
$100.
it didn't matter.
Sandwiches.
I could have lasted all day because I had a bunch of other food in my bag. It wasn't just those sandwiches.
What? Are you kidding me?
I had other snacks,
other food.
other like chips and things.
So
and all
you're
kinds of
telling me you're driving
bars,
to the airport
granola bars.
with a bunch of food, which most people don't even
But
take
the
with them.
sustenance of the meal for me was the peanut. I wanted those the most. I had other
You're
food.
on the way to the
I was like,
airport.
whatever.
You're late. You have a bunch of food already over prepared, and then you go, "Oh crap! I forgot the other."
It's like forgetting the main course. You don't want to eat just French fries. You don't want to eat just French fries.
French fries are better than what most people bring. No one brings food on the airplane. You buy food on the plane or in the airport.
Everybody brings food on the airplane.
You brought
My girlfriend does.
You brought a King's Feast. What did you bring?
I brought, like I said, 2 sandwiches. I had some granola bars and like a apple and chips stuff. And
It sounds like you're ready to plunge down the depths of Mel's hole for a couple days.
because you got to be prepared in case you miss a flight.
I go on the plane with. One time I went to New York City with only my wallet in my pocket and my phone, and it was the greatest experience of my life. I didn't bring anything.
Yeah, but you're a man of
And that was a 6-hour flight.
You were a man of many dollars.
I am a man who's prepared for anything. So my body is already primed and ready to go for any situation ever. Sometimes I don't drink water for 3 days.
I've heard this.
And I look just as great.
I've heard
all the
this.
time.
I've heard this lie before.
It's not a lie. You know it's PBC and I. Paul and I can make it through every time we go camping.
Actually,
You and Jared moaning and freaking groaning. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, I need my
like I
mattress."
said,
you bring a freaking
when your
clean mattress
body
to
is
sleep in a
accustomed
tent.
to being finely precision tuned and to always be running above perfect, then you have to just stay that way. And also,
Paul and I slept on a pile of rocks.
proof right here.
And we woke up
one
before
time.
everybody and
One
we're fine and
time.
ready
One
to go.
time, I walked with Nathan and Paul to a swimming hole, and it was probably like I don't know, a mile or 2 mile hike, and part of it was
In
uphill.
Hopkinton?
No, in Malibu, and Nathan and Paul were just lagging behind.
No.
They were seriously.
We were probably checking the web.
Seriously, you guys were lagging behind, and I was just.
I'm always ahead of the crowd.
I like marched up this hill, and did some power left.
Jumping.
And not only that, I was inflating an inner tube as I walked.
That's recently. No. You and I
Because
went up
my
there recently.
stamina
I'm always ahead.
It's beyond
look at this.
understanding.
150 pounds of fatal fury. I am always ahead of the pack, ready to go. I'll be
But
sweating
your
down my
stamina.
face. Doesn't matter.
You don't have any
stamina
stamina.
is infinite.
No, you're a fool.
You're a
It's because I maintain perfect lubrication.
You're always in the back because you're buttering your toast.
I'm not in the back.
You're making pasta in the middle of the dirt.
I'm in the front
always
because I have all the freaking calories already stored in my body, dispensing properly as I make my way at the head of the pack.
You're always bringing a king's peasant feast because it's not even a king's feast. You bring the amount of a king's feast, but it's all peasant food.
It doesn't matter.
Oats and bits and sticks.
Anyway, speaking of food.
So you went. What happened to the jury duty? Did you miss
Oh,
your name?
I didn't get called. I didn't get picked.
You didn't miss your name?
I was unqualified for jury duty.
Because they're like, oh, that's that guy starving in the back eating beans. They got beans. Don't pick the guy with beans all over his face. That's why.
No, I didn't.
So that probably was smart of you to leave and come back. They probably saw you weren't there and they're like, this guy's an idiot.
I
You
got
can't trust
that,
him.
maybe. So
I don't want to say this because I don't want to jinx myself. I'm going to knock on some wood. I've never in my life had jury duty. Ever.
that's because you throw them away.
I've gotten them in the mail, I think, once or twice, and I just don't pay attention to them. And one time a guy called me from the court system, and he said, oh, you were supposed to come to jury duty. You need to, do this. And I was like, oh, I wasn't in the state. And I forget what I had to do. I think I had to go to Florida or Massachusetts to prove that I wasn't there and show them a flight. So I booked a flight and went to Florida. I remembered having to
No, you
go
probably were
somewhere.
actually gone for a video or something.
Or maybe I went to the guy's office and said, oh, I wasn't there. So I remember one time I had to go to this guy's office and say why I couldn't make jury duty. And then he just said,
office?
yeah, I went to an office. It was in West LA.
It must have been a courthouse.
And that's what I'm saying. It was just some dude that works for the court system. And he's like, oh, why didn't you make jury duty? And I said, oh, I wasn't in town. And it was just, I could have done it on the phone, but I remember I had to go to him to tell him. And then he said, okay. And I've still never had jury duty.
They also say, they don't come down that hard on people that go to jury duty because there's so many more pressing matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a federal offense, but they don't actually act on it.
I don't know if it's a federal offense. I don't think it's a federal.
It is. If you don't go to jury duty, it's a federal
I don't
offense.
think so.
I'm pretty sure. It's the same thing as smashing a mailbox.
No, I actually read from some lawyer online because I was wondering about it, and he said there's really no repercussions.
Apparently, you can go to jail, is what they say.
I think there's a fine.
Well, freaking Weasel's luck. I never pay for my parking, never get a ticket. I never had jury duty. I got good luck when it comes to tickets. You're always getting tickets.
I'm not always getting. I've gotten tickets before, but
You should tell that story about how you got freaking hassled by that cop. Oh no, that was what was the story you wanted to tell? It was a major injustice. Is that what you told last week?
I was served an injustice, which I am not about to go into right now.
Jeff said to me the other day, he goes, I was served an injustice.
I'm not going to tell
What
that story.
does that
right now.
even mean?
I think we're already at 50 minutes.
Well,
But-
give a little preview for next episode.
Well, that's the preview. I'll tell you how I was served an injustice next week.
What does that mean?
It means I was served an injustice.
I mean, someone was acting unjustly towards you?
Yeah.
Like what? Someone insulted you?
What was it? I can't remember. It was, I can't remember what it was right now.
Your phrasing for your problems is so grandiose.
I remember what it was. Yeah, I'll tell you next week. This week,
Your life.
I was just thinking about food.
The Great Armpit Mystery, a.k.a. Chef at SBO.
If anybody has any valid information for me, and if they're suffering from the same situation, tell me. But Jared, that was like I say. Jared has this magic antidote. Apparently, it's $17 for the stick of deodorant, but he says it works.
$17 stick of deodorant.
He says it works. It's all natural.
If you guys want to solve Chef's mystery and get rid of his BO, his Chef BO, please donate to the Patreon for my own brothers, and maybe Chef could someday buy a $17 stick of deodorant.
I'll tell you what, though, something that makes me feel good, not the BO. I go into the cereal aisle at night in Ralph's.
Oh, we got to save this for next episode.
I was going to talk about my cereal.
Are we going to show it? Because we want to show it. At the end of this episode, we'll show it.
Yeah, we can.
Or this is a long episode.
Yeah, we can just tack it on the
I
end.
think you could make cereal a whole new episode.
No.
You go on.
I just was going to mention how I like cereal.
All right.
And it's a comfort for me. And I go into the cereal aisle at night, and I gaze at all the different brands and the
It's so
flavors.
sad.
That's not sad.
You
And I
know-
think, I remember Captain Crunch. I remember this and that. And I remember Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And what's the other one I get fan? Fruit Loops. I love that.
I got you a box of Fruit Loops when I was filming the other day on the Disney show.
Oh, you did?
I grabbed, it's the same craft services guy from Kirby. And I was like, I bet you he has those Fruit Loop boxes.
Where is it?
I don't know. I can't find it.
You
I
must have
grabbed it. I might be in my trailer.
Well, anyway, I was thinking maybe we
I'll get
could
you another one.
put a
next month.
bonus footage of an evening at the cereal aisle.
One time for Chevin's birthday, I got him a bunch of little boxes of Fruit Loops.
No, you got me a big box.
No, it was from that was 1 year.
Oh.
From Kirby Buckets, the Disney show. I would just take from craft services. That was one of your presents was cereal.
I don't eat that stuff very often because honestly, it probably does give me
That's
BO.
what gives you all that false
But
sugar.
I
All that false food.
love going to the cereal aisle at night because it brings me to a comfort place and it reminds me when I was a child.
And it's nice. It's like
It's funny because we didn't really get to eat that much when we were kids.
We didn't eat junky cereal when we were kids. We ate a lot of oatmeal.
Well, we probably ate junky cereal, but Mom would buy like the cheap brands, you know.
The knockoff, the stuff in the bag instead of the box. The stuff
When
in
we
the
were-
bag is always the cheap
When we were a teenager, we got cereal. She always got the Stop and Shop or whatever brand. But
So you want to show you in the cereal aisle?
I thought it'd be nice
Talking
to
about your
take
favorite cereals.
them on a field trip.
I love going late night Ralph's run. Ralph's is a grocery store here, and we go and we get cereal late at night. Me, Seth, and Charlene. And it's really fun to just go get some treats. Cereal is a dessert, in my opinion, because
It
it's
is
so
dessert.
loaded with sugar.
That's what I use. That's what I use it for.
It's definitely a dessert. Your fantasy for cereal is like my fantasy for like a false, like I say false woman, a false girlfriend.
I think they
instead
say
of having a
wrestling.
girlfriend. I go to stores. I took a picture the other night, and I take pictures of just nice dresses on mannequins, and I imagine what it would be like if I was with a girl wearing this nice dress. And Phoebe, we were telling our friend Phoebe the other day about how I just have some girls' dresses in my closet because I can use them for filming. A good dress is something you shouldn't pass up if you're a filmmaker and you get wardrobes. To me, it's a prop. It's the same thing as a prop. Phoebe's like, okay, so what was she saying? I have women's dresses in my closets. And what was the weird thing about you? She's
I don't remember.
She's like, you do this and you do this. And like, it made us both sound like lunatics.
I think she probably made me sound good.
The dress Phoebe wears in neutral, I got randomly at a thrift store because I was like, oh, this is a cool dress. I'll film something someday with a woman and she could wear this. Worked out perfectly because Phoebe wears that dress and it's a perfect dress for neutral. So it worked out. So now I get other dresses for other future projects, and Phoebe wore another one recently. So I'm not a creep, but it's something. The creepiness is how I do at night, stare in windows at mannequins in nice dresses and wish that mannequin was my girlfriend.
Well, I don't know if that's creepy.
I remember the other day I said,
sad.
I'd date that mannequin. It just looks like such a nice lady.
I've been there, done that.
I do it all the time. I am
Well,
attracted
I don't get those deep longings as much now because I have a
because
real
you're
life
satisfied with a breathing woman. You have an actual living woman. I don't. I'm still stuck in gazing at mannequins. You left your brother in the dirt.
You had a girlfriend all the time.
Now I'm just gazing at
Then
mannequins.
you were
It's been a
recently
long
dating
time
somebody
since I had a
recently.
girlfriend. Who? The one with the N?
Mm.
The N name?
Yeah, the only one that I could be talking about.
Yeah, I loved her.
No.
She'll never watch this.
Oh my god.
I did love her. I had love for her.
Well, we're at 55.
I have love for the mannequin too. So this is the difference.
This is a moron. Don't listen to
I'm
him.
not a moron. I am the most level-headed one of the
One
whole
time,
family.
Paul and I made a proclamation or a rule that Nathan could not speak in the future tense.
Still don't agree with that because I stick to things.
I guess
It was because
That wasn't the future tense,
It was
but-
because I never stick to what I say. I always.
Nathan's like,
I
I'm
always do
definitely
the-
gonna go meet you guys at the restaurant.
And I always say I'm gonna do
Or
1,000 push-ups a week.
like
for
you're
a
not
month.
allowed. You're not allowed to speak in the future tense because you never do any of the future.
I don't follow through on a lot of things I do, but I still am deep gazing at mannequins. That's something I can say.
I'm thinking about that cereal.
I'm thinking about that mannequin. Let's go look at some mannequins and eat cereal. That's a great night. Eating a bowl of cereal, staring at mannequins.
I used to have
wishing that they loved you.
I was telling Nathan that I had this.
Or because you can't stare at women and wish they loved you. That's creepy. If you're staring at mannequins, okay, not breaking any laws.
I used to have this toy that I got out of the Captain Crunch. I don't really like Captain Crunch. Well, I like the plain one, not the fruity
If
one.
you have too much Captain Crunch, it starts to taste bad in your mouth.
Just the plain one, not the fruity one.
The plain one starts to taste bad.
I don't know.
It's
I
good
never
at
really liked
first.
it, whatever, but it's fine. But I had this toy from
Apple
there
Jack starts to taste like bad Fruit Loops.
called a soggy. I like Apple Jacks too.
I do too, but they taste like they're not. It's not all the way to flavor.
And I had a soggy toy. This was in the 80s.
Those are awesome.
And I loved that guy. He was my friend. And then I lost him. And then one day my parents were moving stuff in the basement. I think there was like a piano down in the basement or something, an old broken one or something. And we found him behind the piano.
Really?
And I remember feeling so much joy. And I was like, oh my God, he's back, my friend. And I don't know what happened to him after that.
Well, if you want to make Shepard's life complete, donate to the Patreon. You could buy some cereal and then maybe go on eBay and buy a soggy toy.
Look him up.
You should look one up on eBay.
Nostalgia.
I bet you they're there. We should wrap it up.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely. Well, everyone said they wanted an hour. This wasn't supposed to be.
Pushing an hour now.
All right.
Stay tuned for next week's episode of My Own Brothers, where this is a weekly thing. If you like it, please support it. Thank you for listening to this mayhem and whatever the heck it is. This is the worst podcast.
You can find out about how I was served in injustice next week.
Jeff was served in injustice. I'm being served in injustice every week, sitting here with you, listening to your nonsense. You just let me just talk the whole time. I got great things to say.
Oh my God.
Talk about how in love I am with everything and everyone.
Well, maybe.
Maybe we should just let Frank.
Maybe we'll let you see the cereal aisle after this.
Oh yeah, we'll do a bonus where we show it the cereal, gazing at cereal boxes.
Bye.
Bye.
Here we are, 11:39 in the evening.
Shepard's favorite joy.
Coming to my aisle of joy.
So much. What you got here in the beginning is the good stuff. You get the healthy stuff up here, then it gets
This is where
sequentially more rotten.
This is where I used to shop.
That's just the original Shepard zone, the original Shepard. Organic, simple truth, Cascadian organic farms.
And now I made my way
And now Shepard's going to
this area.
Oh, he's not all the way down the aisle
You
yet.
got the Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh, here you go.
We got Fruity Pebbles.
There's caramel in
We got
this.
Honeycomb. Favorite.
A favorite. That is good. I like honeycomb.
Golden Crisp.
It's
Another
funny because
favorite.
the reason this is good is because it's a naughty treat. I genuinely feel like I'm doing something bad when I'm eating a name brand cereal.
Childhood youth delectable. I used to love this.
I can't eat that anymore.
Frosted Flakes. It's just sugar.
My number one favorite, my freaking naughty treat.
Corn.
My naughty treat is Special K, and if I'm feeling super naughty, I get it with red berries.
Apple Jacks.
Oh
That's
yeah.
just pretty light. You know what I'm sad about?
This is why you come here and just look at them.
I do. I come here. I'm like, oh yeah, ooh, Pops. I remember Pops.
I remember Pops. You don't even buy them.
I remember Fruit
That's
Loops.
so sad. This
I
is your
remember
number
Fruit
one
Loops.
favorite. You're always talking about Fruit Loops.
I want to smell this. I think I can smell it.
It's so funny. Some guy that works here walks over and sees Shepard alone in the aisle,
Even this.
sniffing cereal boxes.
Now, when you pick up this box, you really can feel this weight.
You're getting your money's worth on that one. It's
But
because it's raisins.
Even this is better than like the healthy brand because it's got sugar all over the raisins.
It's better than the healthy
Tastes
brand.
like it's like.
Oh, it tastes better. It's not good for you.
Sometimes I even debate getting the old classic Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut
Those
Cheerios are good.
are a little
The
bit
plain
of
ones are good
A
too.
youth experience.
They
too.
sell these at Whole Foods, which I always thought was weird. It's weird to see a brand like this at a Whole Foods. It's the only main brand at a Whole Foods.
When I was a kid, when I would eat this, because it was not the honey, I would just take the spoon. I'd just take 2 or 3 spoonfuls of sugar all over it.
Oh, I did that
And
too.
you'd bite with the wet sugar like that was sitting on top.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's so
So
bad.
bad.
For you.
And then at the bottom,
It's
you
funny
crunch
the
the
stuff
sugar.
we do. My number 2. This is actually my number 1 favorite cereal. Special K is my most requested from my lips, but my lips also request Raisin Nut brand.
That's a fancy one.
This is my absolute favorite. These raisins covered in junk, whatever it is
That's a fancy
so good. This is $5.20 for $1. That's like honestly 3 bowls for me in there.
I never ate this, but I used to like the commercials.
Milk is always chocolatey after. Look at him, he's freaking sucking that down.
Cuckoo for chocolatey milk.
Drink the chocolate runoff milk.
Where's that vampire cereal? Is that still
Do
here?
they still make the vampire cereal? I don't think they do. Count Chocula?
Well, I can't eat these anymore, but I used to kind of like them. These were what the rich kids always had at their house. Lucky
Yeah, that's rich kid
Charms.
cereal for sure.
Those are off limits now.
They changed this dude. Cookie Crisp is a different guy. It's not. Wasn't it a burglar cookie, man? That's huge. It's the size of a TV.
This is bigger than my TV was in my bedroom. Ooh, here we go, Captain Crunch.
This is so funny.
This is a heavy one.
You come here and look at these alone.
I just come here and I think about it, you know. I just
think about it. Well, you're doing it right now too.
And this is fun too. I love this.
Doing the puzzles.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
This makes me feel good.
You know, this is probably an actual one from the 80s, and they just redraw it.
Maybe.
And it's the same thing.
I feel happy looking at this right now. Because I'm imagining myself, I can hang in that hammock, and then there's Captain Crunch, and we can go play over here.
Yeah, I used to do that. You would genuinely think, it'd be awesome to be there. Pretend you're in the fun jungle.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
This is for...
This is the garbage. This is the end of the road.
Big dogs.
The cereal that comes in bags is always cheaper and not as good for you. That is as big as a dog food bag.
So far.
Look at how big this is. It's bigger than the whole giant box of Lucky Charms.
Never ate these.
Wow.
Never won.
And it's always like random names like round eat it, square bites. They're always like Colossal Crunch, phony baloney names.
I mean, it's a whole window.
The image
of
of a sad man
Honey Smacks
talking to himself,
is not Golden Grams.
talking about what he can't afford and what he wishes he could eat.
Right? Look at this. Honey Smacks and Golden Crisp. They're the same thing, but they're different.
It's not really the same thing. One has like a line in the middle.
Look, this is Honey Smacks.
Yeah, Honey Smacks have like that line going down the middle.
So does this.
Golden Grams has a bigger line.
It's the same thing. Sweetened puffed wheat cereal. Sweetened honey flavored puffed wheat cereal.
The Kellogg's and Post. This
is why I have a hard time with
and
celebrity
Sega.
names because they were
Celebrity names.
Because they were and all those things mixing people up.
Which celebrities on each
like,
of these
how
boxes?
how can I remember?
It says,
Honey Smacks and Golden Crisp.
Sugar Bear. Dig 'em.
Well, anyway, this is where I come at night when I want to feel good about my life. I want to remember the good days. I come and remember these
The
cereals.
days when people bought you cereal.
Yeah, it was free too. Where'd this come from?
Someday, if your Patreon gets up,
My Patreon
you'll have extra money.
My Patreon comes up to $100. We will have a cereal party. And
Ooh, a cereal party
we'll
episode?
Have, like, I won't say 10. That's a lot, but like maybe 5 to 10 boxes of cereal, and we'll just have them all lined up.
And you can eat all the different cereals.
During the podcast, we'll eat them all.
Oh, that'd be fun.
My mouth's watering thinking about that episode.
You gonna get Rice Krispies or crispy rice? It should be Ricey Crispy. Look, they changed these guys now too. They look all weird.
This segment has now become very long.
Yeah, it's 6 minutes.
Well, thanks for watching.